Tum Tum. I understand that you like dinosaurs. And as a young man who likes dinosaurs, I think that we need to make you a dinosaur. So, why don't we make something like this? Okay, it's got the wheels on it so that you can roll it down and have fun. So what I did is I went and I bought some wood, and we're going to turn this into dinosaurs. Sound like a good plan? Okay, well, I guess what we should do first is we should draw it, huh? So let's draw our dinosaur. When you draw a dinosaur kind of has a round head, doesn't it? So let's draw kind of a rounded head, and then it has a mouth right down here, right? Let's give it a little smiley face. That's kind of a goofy looking smiley face, but it's a smiley face, huh? So let's do that. And I'm going to turn this light off right here well, no, let's leave it on. It'll be all right. So we have a rounded head. We have a nose here. And then we're going to come down. Let's make a neck. Now I'm going to leave that for a minute and let's do the back part. So it's going to come down this way. And then it kind of has a little bump on his back there, and then a tail right over here. So that's not too bad, huh? That look all right? And then we're not going to put feet on it because remember your dinosaur is going to have what? It's going to have wheels. So the wheels are going to roll. So we need a place to where we can put these axles in, where the wheels can attach to the dinosaur. So instead of putting feet, let's go ahead and just round this off kind of like this. And what we'll do is we'll drill a hole right here, and we'll drill a hole right here, and then we'll put the wheels through those holes. That sound like a good idea? Let's see, and he needs some eyes. Maybe something like that. That looks like a good start, huh? And then once we get these wheels on here, I know those are lopsided wheels because I'm not drawing them very neatly, but we'll fix that on the computer in a minute. So does that look like our dinosaur right there? And then these wheels right here will attach over the top of our dinosaur. Okay, well that's our first step. Now the next thing we do is we need to take a picture of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to get Yammy's cell phone here, and we're going to come in and let's just take us a picture. Okay, there we go. So now we have a picture, and we're going to send it over to the computer. And once we get that on the computer, we're going to have to manipulate it a little bit, because remember that tool over in Pop Pop's workshop? That one that cuts things out really cool? We call it a CNC router. Okay, well we're going to take this and turn this with a little bit of math into something that we can use to cut out the wood. This and maybe something like this, and say that's good enough right there. I'm going to cut, and then let's just get rid of everything else. Then we're going to paste from the clipboard the picture I just cut. I'm going to say modify, canvas, and I'm just going to trim it. And now that's our size right there. Okay, so now we have a dinosaur on our desktop. We're going to use a program called Carbide Create. And we're going to take Carbide Create, and this allows us just to draw things and then turn that into a code that the computer will interpret and be able to do the cutouts there. So I'm going to come in here, and I am going to just load our picture. So we have that saved on the desktop. So let's see here. Let's go to our desktop, which is right there. Remember, we put it in a temporary folder, and there it is. There's our dinosaur. But look how huge that is. We need to make that a little smaller. If we made it 50%, 0.5, notice it gets smaller. If we went 0.4, it would get smaller. If we went 0.3, it would get even smaller. Need to go a little smaller still, huh? Because the tail's not showing up. So if we went 0.2, what would that do for us? How about 0.2, make it a little bigger than that, 0.25? That would work, wouldn't it? And I'm actually going to move this up to the middle So let's move this up just a little bit. And that way we can draw up in this section here. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? Okay. So I'm going to press OK. And now I'm actually going to turn the grid off for now so that we can actually see our picture pretty easily. Okay. So that looks pretty good. Now what we want to do is let's go ahead and we're going to use, well, let's call that good there. We're going to go to our design and we're just going to use this freeform and we're going to kind of trace it. So let's just kind of trace it through here. And I'm going to turn this off because I don't want it snapping to the grid. Okay, and we're just going to go through and do some clicking here. We'll put a little mouth there. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? We'll make it a little smoother here in a bit and show you how to do that. Okay, and right on around. That's not looking too bad, is it? And then for this last part right here, I'm not going to fill in that little bit. I'm just going to say done, because now I can come in and click this and it'll fill it in and it's all put together. Now if you'll notice on this, we have our shape, right? But now let's smooth it up just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is, notice all those dots? Those are the dots we put on when we were tracing it. If we needed to, we could adjust those dots out of the way. Okay, but we don't want to do that. What we want to do is we want to do some smoothing. So let's zoom in here a little bit. Okay, see how it has sharp edges right here? We want to smooth that out. So what we're going to do is let's just do this, and we're just going to drag this. Now you have to be careful that it doesn't loop around this way. You want it to loop around the right way, huh? Okay, you got that and you got that. We're just going to smooth those out. And I'm just going to smooth all of those. Okay, let's take a look at that. That doesn't look too bad, does it? Look like a dinosaur to you? Okay, while we're here, let's go ahead and put our smile in there. Now our smile on this one is way up here. I'm going to experiment with this a little bit and see if we can see what it looks like. And then we'll decide what looks the best. So we'll start off with the smile up there where it goes. So we'll start off with the one here. And then we'll put, again, smooth that out just a bit. And make sure we don't have a kink in it. And then we're going to put this top part right up here, like this. And let's smooth that out just a little bit, okay? So we're going to do that, and that, and that. And let's move it up just a tiny bit. Now, just looking at that, I think that this needs to come down here a little bit further. Even though we drew it up there, I'm thinking that we put it like this, then it would be a little bit more natural, huh? Something like that. Now let's draw some eyes. Now we have two eyes. It's looking pretty much like a dinosaur, isn't it? Okay. So let's go ahead, and we've got our dinosaur there. We've got the basics. I'm going to turn this picture back off right there and see what it looks like. That doesn't look too bad, does it? I mean, it'll need some wheels here, and we need a place to put to drill through for the wheels. But that looks pretty good. Okay. Now, if you look at this, we should be able to get more than one dinosaur out of this piece of wood, right? So I'm thinking that what we should do is we should take this, and we may have to make it just a little smaller to get several pieces out of this, but let's look at it. How many can we get out of this piece of wood? We could get 2 pretty easily, right? I wonder if we could get 4. That'd be great if we could get 4, wouldn't it? Because then we could do a dinosaur for Penelope and one for Tommy. And we could do another one for Gammy. And we could do another one for Missy. We could get 4 dinosaurs on one piece of wood. That wouldn't be very wasteful. That would be very conservative, wouldn't it? Okay, Tommy boy, we got some dinosaurs on there now. So we got all 4 dinosaurs. Now let's take a look and see what it would look like when it's cut out over in Pop Pop's shop. So let's take a look at these. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we are going to see what those 4 would look like if we cut them out. So we're going to take those and let's edit that real quick. And we are going to use an outside because we want the bit to cut on the outside so it draws the line as we drew it. And we are going to say OK. And then let's look and see what it will look like. And this, when it cuts them out, look at that. We have some cutouts, don't we? Okay. So now we have this all done. Now what we need to do is we need to tell it to make the code to cut those dinosaurs out. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back over here. We're going to say save G-code. And G-code is the code that the computer understands to be able to cut those out. So we're going to save it. And now we're just almost ready to cut those out. First thing we need to do is put in a flash drive, save it off, and then we'll take it out to the shop and see what we can do.